Welcome to the Supreme Grammar Podcast, where you can learn to write like a Supreme Court Justice, with me, Jill Barton. In this episode, our AI hosts review how to add nuance in legal writing through negative phrasing. You've seen the justices do this whenever they remand cases for proceedings not inconsistent with this opinion. Let's listen in.
Okay, let's dive in. We're tackling something that, well, it seems tiny. Just the word not, maybe two negatives together, but it has huge power. Right? Especially in legal writing, where every single word counts. I mean, think about guilty versus not guilty.
Exactly. That one word changes everything. And it's fascinating to see how the absolute pros, the Supreme Court justices, handle negatives. It's not just about avoiding them.
Yeah?
No, it's like a real technique for adding nuance, getting the meaning just right.
Right. And our guide for this is Chapter 23 on negatives from the Supreme Guide to Writing by Jill Barton. So we're digging into how these top legal writers use negatives and even double negatives.
Yeah.
And hopefully you can take these ideas and really sharpen your own writing, make it more, modern and precise.
So the book points to this main principle from looking at the justices' work. Basically, use negative words sparingly. Keep them minimal.
Okay.
But, and this is key, use double negatives when you actually need that precision.
Sparingly? That sounds like typical writing advice, say late instead of not on time.
I mean, yeah, they favor positive phrasing generally, but look, negative words are baked into the law. You can't really avoid unreasonable or unlawful, right?
True. Good point.
And the source even points out the Eighth Amendment. It's got that famous triple negative. Excessive bail shall not be required, nor excessive fines imposed, near cruel and unusual punishments inflicted.
Wow, yeah. Triple. Those negatives are essential there.
They really are. So the first big rule is about using individual negative words sparingly, especially things like not combined with, say, insignificant or uncommon.
Not insignificant. Why flag that specifically? Seems wordy.
Well, yeah, often you could just say significant, but the justices, they sometimes do use phrases like not insignificant or not unlike.
Ah, not unlike. I've seen that. What's the effect? Why not just say like?
It's subtle. The source suggests not unlike implies a strong similarity, but it stops short of saying they're identical. It's like a careful calibration.
Okay.
Same with not inflexible rules. It suggests some give, but doesn't say they're totally loose. It adds a specific shade,
I see. But a finesse.
Yeah.
But is this like something they do all the time?
No. The guide is clear. Keep these sort of unnecessary negatives minimal. Use them purposefully, maybe for a bit of flourish now and then, but mostly go for the direct positive word if you can. Double negatives can actually narrow the meaning. They limit the interpretation more than a positive might.
How so?
Think about when Chief Justice Roberts writes that a case goes back for proceedings not inconsistent with this opinion. Saying not inconsistent is tighter. It sets stricter boundaries than just saying consistent. It actively rules out anything that is inconsistent.
Okay. So not inconsistent really means don't do anything that clashes with this, leaving less room for interpretation than do things that align with this.
Exactly right. And the book gives some great examples, like respondent's argument is not that the government acted unreasonably.
Right.
That double negative, not that unreasonable, focuses on rejecting one specific claim, the claim of unreasonableness. If you flipped it to positive, like respondents argue the government acted reasonably, you're making a different point entirely. You're asserting reasonableness, not just knocking down the unreasonableness claim.
Well, yeah, that's a totally different emphasis. It's about what you're denying.
Precisely. And the other example, unless an employer has a religious objection, it is unclear why an employer would give it up. That unless, plus the negative structure creates a specific condition. Trying to rephrase it positively just loses that sharp edge, that specific exception.
Makes sense. The double negative carves out a very specific space.
Yeah, it really does. It allows for these careful qualifications and mastering this, knowing when simple and positive is best, when a single negative adds nuance, and crucially, when that double negative gives you the exact precision you need. That's what the justice is doing so well.
So for you, the listener, what's the takeaway here? How does this help your writing?
Well, it really encourages you to think hard about every word. It shows that these small choices, adding a not or using a double negative deliberately, aren't just style points.
Right.
They carry real legal weight. They shape meaning. They structure arguments right up to the highest court. It's a powerful reminder of just how much careful construction matters in legal writing.
Getting exactly the meaning you intend is the goal of every great legal writer, and sometimes a well-placed double negative helps you preserve flexibility. Tune in next time to learn the modern style for writing numbers. And remember, you can be a great legal writer.